Hi, welcome back. Let's talk about the game plan. The game plan is to go through the curriculum together. I'm going to create a new account, not my current account, because my current account, I guess, has pretty much um, everything more or less done. If you have noticed, like I have a lot of green check marks. I've done most of these things already, and I want to create a new account where we go through them together, right? So this is what I have so far, and these are all going to be different classes. I may or may not actually do them all in order, but don't worry, I will organize it and I will share with you all the different things which we need to do. And I'm going to create a new account, and each of these are going to be a class of its own because basically it takes a long time to go through all this. Um, so that's it. So let me start with basic HTML. Let me just do a review of this, and then um, we'll jump in to my new profile, my new account with everything undone. So everything will look like the it will look like this, where it's all not grayed out with no check marks. It'd be all like that, right? Great. And I'm thinking of actually like having each of these as its own video. So it's not going to be very long. It's not going to be very tedious. It's going to be pretty short, and we'll see how many of these we can get done. There's going to be, I'm not even sure how many there are, but it really should not take too long. And in the videos, depending on where you're at, we're going to take a look at some of these links that they might share with us. We might even go to another website, which is I just call it MDN, which is this one. This is the website. So let's look at HTML. HTML, CSS. So HTML is, and we're going to explore like the history. So HTML basically is hypertext markup language for website structures, and we're going to look at the history. I'm not going to read everything, but the basic concepts we'll go through depending on how complicated it is, as well as general learning, which I really recommend that you go to this. This is by Mozilla, with people who brought us Firefox. So check out HTML in Wikipedia. We might explore HTML in Wikipedia, um, and we're going to look at online tutorials. We might look at other places like Code Academy, which is not found for some reason. So I'll just get out this. Not now. Okay. Um, what else? As well as other technical documentations, the HTML specifications. So depending on how much we want to drill into these topics, I would go in and I will actually cover some of the important stuff, like some of the more high-level course enable images, settings, focus element on HTML are more advanced topics. So at some point we would discuss that later on when we start working on projects and we need to use the cross-origin type stuff. But for now, let's focus on basic tutorials, and I might actually skip out of the FreeCodeCamp, and I will actually explore some of these other topics, and I might even show you a bit of Code Academy as well, and what other topics are there. So modules, lots of things. Like there's lots of things you can actually learn just in. Like, a lot of times people I find they don't really understand HTML because they don't have the foundation. They don't know a lot of things, and like sometimes people say that you shouldn't use HTML tables. You should, the way you use forms should be changed to the more modern HTML5. And keep in mind that this is HTML, not HTML5. HTML5 is a whole different thing altogether. See the specification for HTML 5.2 back in December last year, 2017, is very in-depth, and I'm not going to go through these with you, but I would like you to read this if you have time. It basically passes the basic HTML documents, and it kind of goes through like the little DOM tree as well. DOM trees are very important to know, and I will touch upon that inside the course, inside this class. And writing secure applications in HTML is very important because of cross-site scripting, the and SQL injections, which is something else. We're not going to cover SQL or query, but we will later on. And then obviously cross-site forgeries, clickjacking, all these are very important things. So that's why this specification that they have released and recommended is very important to know. And we'll talk a bit about HTML5 later on. I think I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos just on HTML5 because it's not necessarily covered in detail here, and no fault of its own. They do not have time to go through all the ins and outs of HTML and HTML5. I'm not going to go and talk about HTML 2, 3, 4, but HTML and HTML5 is very important. So the difference between the two is vast, and this is just introduction to HTML5 and HTML basics, but we will definitely go in a bit deeper. And so it's basic CSS. We're going to go deeper into CSS3, as well as take a look at CSS2 and maybe CSS4, which is coming up very soon. So I'm not just going to follow the curriculum. I'm going to actually dive deep into some of the topics that are covered here, and that is basically it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more videos as we're going to explore other components of FreeCodeCamp. Talk to you soon. Bye now.